Welcome to Unnamed Updates. I'm Nash, and this is
Anthony. So, as we said in the last Unnamed Updates video, we were going to be back at the end of March, and here we are. Not much has happened since the last one. We did actually finally get to release Draw the Line, which we will be talking about later. But other than that, and accompanied by Nash, who made a sound, we got something to mention, which Nash will talk about right now.
Yeah. Have you wanted to help with the show? Well, now you can, because we're accepting volunteers. Currently, the open slots, it mostly involves general roles like voice acting or character design. But you are able to apply for anything, and you might be selected. When we're looking for voice actors, or character designers, or animators, or anything, we will go to that form to check to see if anyone is there who's willing to fill those roles. One requirement for it is that you have a Discord account, though. So if you don't have Discord, you're out of luck.
Yeah, that's pretty much all for that, and we'll just get straight into the video, straight into what we're going to be talking about.
Woo!
So, state of the show. As mentioned just before, Draw the Line has finally come out, which that is actually really good because that episode has been in the works for over a year now because of a lot of issues that we mentioned in the last Unnamed Updates video. But now that it's out, we're actually starting to work on episode 19. And I'm pretty sure Nash should start talking about that because he's the one who's currently animating it.
Yeah, episode 19, wow. That's gonna be a fun episode, or maybe not. It can't really give too much of a summary, but they go to a convention in that episode, so that's cool.
And what happens in that episode is gonna be a build-up to episode 20, and there's a lot that's gonna be packed into episode 20. Currently, we're rewriting the script. We had the episode 20 script written a while ago, but I'm rewriting it because I feel like it just wasn't that good. There wasn't that much stuff in it, and some scenes were not really necessary. They could be replaced by scenes that could imply a lot more stuff for the lore and all that.
The lore!
Other things to mention, the music for the show. One thing that I, and only I, except for that one scene in Draw the Line where Salon, I'm gonna be working on experimenting more with the music and trying to make it feel, I guess, more immersive. I wrote it down on the script to be more funky, which, I mean, I guess that is a way to write it down. That's a way to say it. It'll be more funky.
It's time to get funky.
And I'm wanting to do this for season 2. I want the music to just be more memorable. I feel like there's some memorable ones in season 1, but I want there to be all of them to be memorable. That'd be nice.
Shorts! You wear them during the summer, but that's not the ones we're talking about.
Nash, please stop. Please stop. Okay, talk about what you're actually going to talk about.
Okay, so shorts related to the Unnamed show, yeah. Currently I have 2 planned. I have the script and voice lines for one, I just haven't been animating it. And the other one, I have a draft for the script done. Third, not gonna be really anything too special, just following the lives of a few characters, you know?
Okay, Sector 87.
Oh no.
That has not continued at all. Ben vanished. We have no idea what happened to Ben. Ben just isn't talking that much right now. Because of this, because of Ben being gone and the fact that we were originally gonna have him be working on the Sector 87 comic, it might not be out for a good while until we at least finish season 1, because that's Nash's biggest priority right now, to get these 2 episodes out, especially since they're pretty big for the show. And we'll be trying to get the Sector 87 comic back as soon as possible, but for now, don't expect it too soon. Or at least don't expect a full continuation. There might be an extra page or 2 soon, maybe, but don't expect it to continuously continue. That's all for what's been going on with the show recently, for the state of the show, and also the plans we have for it. But next up, we have stuff that's for the cut media from the show.
Woohoo!
Cut content. There's been a lot of stuff that's been cut from the show that we have been wanting to talk about, and I feel like now that we have the unnamed updates videos, I think this is the perfect time to mention it. So the first episode that we're going to talk about that's had a cut scene was Lab Tour, which took a severe hit because of the cut scenes. This was when Mac was still on the show, and there was a whole few sections that were dedicated towards his character, which were going to be really important, but they got cut, which kind of, again, really hit Lab Tour badly.
Despite this, we actually still have the animation file for the Mac portions, and the voice lines for the Mac portions. We may compile them all and upload them, but no promises on that.
The second episode we're going to be talking about is Opposite Day. Opposite Day actually has a really interesting story behind it of what happened with it. It was originally episode 5, which, as you know, or may not know, it's a really forgettable episode, is A Nice Visit. And
Madeline.
Yeah, Mama Madeline. The difference between Opposite Day and Lab Tour was that Lab Tour actually got to the animation portions of the scenes. Opposite Day, we did not get there because at the time we got to Opposite Day, that original script, by the time we had it written, we were still working on Magic Toaster, I'm pretty sure, and we didn't actually get to the point of actually working on Opposite Day because we made the new script, which was A Nice Visit. The original Opposite Day did not have Satan, which we kind of did do with the one we have now, because Satan leaves and goes to the festival, and that's its own episode. But the only difference was that Satan just wasn't there at all. He just was not their neighbor. Or not their neighbor. Oh my god, what am I saying? He was not their roommate.
This is actually at a time where we just weren't gonna make Satan their roommate at all.
Yeah, and on top of that, that was the first episode I scripted. The first episode I scripted that actually made it in was A Nice Visit. I do not like that episode.
Oh, why don't you like A Nice Visit?
It's forgettable.
Understandable.
But where it gets really interesting is Game Night. Game Night was extremely different before. More so than Opposite Day. So, to start, Game Night was originally just called Game Game. It was originally going to be episode 6 in place of Laundry Day, and Laundry Day was going to be episode 8. So those two episodes swapped. Game Night had... I'm just going to be calling it Game Night because that's just what we're used to. Game Night originally had the exact same characters pretty much. There was Entaloma, who'd be saved from the game. There's the Overseer, who was the... In this one, he was still the final boss, pretty much. We were going to have a really different format for this episode, making the entire game play like an RPG, instead of what we had now, which was just a bunch of... like a party game. But it just... We didn't really like the original script that much. The idea of it is definitely something we would want to go back to. But at the time, it kind of seemed like too much, especially for the state of the show, especially since we were doing this on Scratch. I don't think that really would have worked well on Scratch.
May I say something?
Yes.
Something I really liked about the original concept before it was scrapped pretty much is the entire episode was going to be pixel art.
Yeah, that was actually a thing. That's why we kind of made it kind of wouldn't really work well with Scratch, because it's Scratch.
We would have to size up everything. And, yes.
Yeah. But we actually do have some things that are still there from the original Game Night, which was the world map. we had the world map that Nash drew, and there's also another version that's just the path they'll be taking, and it kind of just became a jumbled mess because they had no idea where to go.
Basically, what happened was they spawned at this area called the Lake of Disappointment.
Oh, yeah. Wait, actually, the Lake of Disappointment, that sequence actually made it into the final episode. When Satan goes into the game and realizes that he has human hands, in the original script he went to the Lake of Disappointment and saw that he was just a human with wolf ears, but in the final episode he just goes to a mirror instead. And we just had to keep that in because it was too funny. I guess some other things that happened. Madeline died. Madeline was supposed to get... She was gonna get hit in the head by a rock and die. Because, this is an RPG. Nash was gonna bring her back to life, don't worry. But Madeline was gonna get, bunked in the head with a rock. I'm pretty sure in their original script, Nash, threw the potion at her head and it just, broke open. Not her head. The potion.
Another thing with the episode is I'm pretty sure we made it so Entaloma was actually part of the game.
Yeah, in the new one, Entaloma's kind of just she's kind of a plot device. She loses just so we could see the prison.
Yeah, in the original, it was going, if my memory serves me correctly, the crew was going to go to a village. That village was going to be like, oh, the only one who knows that is the mushroom girl out over there. Beware of the mushroom girl, though. And they go over there, and Entaloma's all like, oh yeah, I know how to get you to the castle.
You need to follow this bridge. Oh wait, there is no bridge. You have to get all the stuff to make the bridge. You have to get the rope.
Yeah, you need to go to the beacon.
And... oh my god. Here we go with Game Night. Game Night is on record with the most unused music for the show. There is probably 10 unused music tracks that are in that episode. Some of them have actually been used. In Search for Satan, when Midori and Satan are in the forest, you can actually hear one of the music, some of the music that was going to be in the episode. But there's still a lot more. I might repurpose it to happen later in the show, which I would honestly like to do. But there's still a lot, so it's probably going to be a while for that to happen.
Something else I would like to mention about it is the original Overseer. In Game Night, the Overseer is called the Announcer, but in the original Game Night game, he was called the Tyrant. And he had this really cool design. He was all covered in mushrooms and stuff. It was gonna be a tie-in to how Entaloma or whatever. I don't know.
I mean,
how Entaloma was originally.
You're talking about him looking so cool, but I'm pretty sure, didn't you make art of both of them kissing? Didn't you make art of both of them kissing?
Why do you have to bring that up?
Because it's important to the lore.
Important. Anyways, the Tyrant Overseer was originally going to have a much cooler design than just man in coat with wings.
He was a man in coat with wings, but cooler.
He had mushrooms on him, and he had red hair. He wasn't wearing a fedora.
He still has hair, but I'm pretty sure that's all. I'm pretty sure that's all. Nash is currently dying. I think that's all but I think that's all for Game Night. There's still a lot more to it in terms of the script, but maybe at some point we'll put up the old script, but probably not now.
It could probably be something we put on the wiki.
Yeah. And speaking of the music again, there's obviously in some other episodes, there's still some unused music in those episodes, which I'm hoping to repurpose again. And
Shroomhound.
Other than that, that's pretty much all the episodes that we have to talk about. And with that, let's actually get right onto the Q&A.
Woo!
All right, here we are for the Q&A section. The first
Yay!
question we have is from Blaze. Is it possible that we might get more lore or backstory from side characters, not the main? This is something that I've been really wanting to do for a while, to give other characters that are not the main characters the spotlight, to give them more, character, to give them more stuff to them, to make them more interesting. And as a matter of fact, I'm not going to say much other than this small hint, but there is a character that only appeared for a few frames, a few lines, that's going to have a major role in the season finale, so you can look forward to that. But other than that, we definitely have plans to expand and get to other characters, get more information for them, just make them more interesting especially for the next season.
This next question is also from Blaze. Is there a chance that we'll get lore from places from the episode? Lab, Luminaire, Pencil Gods. First, Pencil Gods is not a location. Next, yes, we are going to get more lore for the other locations. That is something that we have been planning to do. It's just, we can't do it yet because we haven't finished the season.
Yeah, we're currently focused on the clones and all that.
Ooh.
The next two questions, which we're going to be jumbling together, is from Odette. How are you? I am good. Nash, how are you? Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Will there be another guy-themed episode? See, firstly, we're planning on making episodes for the characters that are, either supporting or currently minor. I like giving minor characters spotlight. I want them to get the spotlight. I want them to be interesting. The next question we have is from Max. Could we see any of Sector 87's world building? Going by what we said earlier in the video, we do really want to get the world building for Sector 87, which will in turn give it to the Luminaire, but again, Sector 87 is kind of on hiatus, so it'll be a while until we can get that.
Next question is from JCat. Is there any change to how things will work in Season 2, like different animation or different quality? We're already kind of starting it at the end of Season 1, but as you know, we're going to be animating it in Flash/Adobe Animate now. And another thing is we're going to change up the color palettes, and the designs are going to be tweaked just like a bit, so they look less generic, if you get what I mean.
Shoes.
Yeah, that.
And also some characters will have their skin tones changed to be
darker.
Yeah. Say it in a Nash.
Yes, say it in a Nash. Next question is from Kirby O. When crediting me as the cultist, how did you guys manage to read my name so wrong where it came out as Kirby O?
Hold on. I actually need to check this. It was Ascension. You literally put Kirbyog.
Okay, so the explanation for Kirbyog is okay, so
No, I accidentally played the episode. Okay, keep going.
The GG part is from the fonts being misread, because the font we use, which is Dream Knight, the 9 looks like a G for some reason, and the Kirby-O part,
How did you get the D?
I'm dyslexic. I have dyslexia, so I didn't notice that there wasn't a D and a B. I didn't realize there wasn't a D in the first place.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how that slip-up happened.
Next question. Will there be big projects for the show, a side series for a character's own path? Other than Sector 87, which I'm not going to mention it again. The closest thing we're really going to get to a side series for a character is probably just the shorts. The shorts are mostly just going to be for side characters. We don't really want the shorts to be for main characters because, making shorts, it kind of allows for more creativity. There's not really a strict set of, rules for it, because when it comes to episodes, we have to follow the plot, which at the moment we're working on an arc right now, and we can't really force characters in there because it just would not go well at all having characters forced in there just for the sake of appearing.
From King, does any character at the show have an allergy to the most absurd thing you could possibly imagine? Though it isn't really absurd, Ace has an allergy to cantaloupes. Do what you wish with this knowledge.
That's all the questions we have for this video. Definitely more than the first time around because we only had 5 in the first Unnamed Updates video, but now we have 8, which is an improvement. Gives us more stuff to talk about in terms of lore and everything else with the show. And yeah, not much else to talk about. That's pretty much it. Well, that's going to be all for this video. It was nice answering all of your guys' questions and talking about the deleted scenes, the cut media from the show, and also talking about the current plans and what's going to be happening soon, just to give you all some insight. And that's basically it. There's not much else we can say other than what Nash is going to remind you of right now.
Yep. Remember, make sure to, if you're interested in volunteering, make sure to check out the form in the description. And while you're in the description, you should join our Discord server and follow our social medias.
And with that, we'll see you at the end of June. Bye.
Bye.